Good day and welcome to a new video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe! Heya and welcome to Weekly Tips, where I'm putting some sense in your tip jar. Welcome today. Today I'm going to be discussing and talking to you about groups. So groups is a term here to create a group of objects, a group of anything really, to help you in creating and painting files and imagery. I use them, for instance, here I've got two groups. I've got one group which has, the image, and then it's got the text, and I put it all in one group so I can just turn off and on when I need. And same down here, I've only got one image, but it does make it easier. Groups can be very helpful in when you use multiple layers, and there's reasons to use multiple layers. For instance, maybe on one group you want to maybe do the armor of a character or something. Say I'll do a helmet, and maybe you want to even break it up to different parts of the helmet. This is the top bit of the armor, then you need to do maybe the side bit of the armor piece on another layer for one group. And then you could create another group that is the character, and this could be broken up to more layers. The head, per se, there's the head on one layer, and then maybe a head on another layer, or the neck on the next layer, or something like that, so that when you do come around to edit it and things like that, it can be easier. This is only a suggestion, per se. This is only an explanation, so whatever way and form you use groups, do it. I mean, there is a few ways that I use groups, and there's a few ways that you might find yourself using groups. Maybe also you might have an older version of the file and you want to flatten it or something. You could, for instance, if you have an old version with lots of layers and you want to flatten it to edit something, then you could copy all the layers and put it into a group, and then flatten the originals, just to make a safe copy if you wanted to do it that way, before you flatten it, and then you have to go back to square one. However, for me, I mean, I used to do that. Now I don't as much, but it can be helpful. Another thing you could use it for, is say like grass or grass-like texture, and you want say a few strands or something, and you want to go layer new via copy. That way you could have and move the grass around, and then you could have that for one layer, and you can put that on the group, say the back layer, and then you might need a copy of this, put it above the group, and then as it goes closer, size it up, and repeat the process. You could do that for a kind of thing you need, and that way you're not left with billions of files or billions of things that are all in nice little groups there, that you can then edit the groups, turn them off and on if you need them, delete them, save a file and delete them again. Yeah, and it makes things a lot easier. So thanks for joining me. If you did join me, I really do appreciate it. Hopefully, this did give you some ideas on how to use groups, how to manage layers and things like that. You can, if you want, also another thing, if you select all the groups, you can put all the groups into its subgroup, so that you can have them all there. That way, if I turn on all these groups, I can turn off on these groups all at the same time. If I needed to for some reason, it's there. Or, if you have certain things in different groups, you can put them into a bigger group for some reason. So feel free to have fun playing around with groups and layers, and fixing those up. It can be really useful. Feel free to comment below if you do use them, or any tips you have of using them yourself. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.